Babe really thought that it was his fault for what happened to Charlie. He couldn't let go of the fact that Charlie was once hurt by Tony because of him, and now again, Charlie was hurt protecting him. He was feeling dizzy hearing all the news. He went outside the operation room. He waited there to make sure that Charlie was safe. The doctors finally came out and said that Charlie was safe. Babe's heart was going through a lot of emotions: anger, fear, frustration, helplessness. He went to the bathroom and took out a blade and started to pierce himself with it. He made sure to make marks where no one would see it. He felt disgusted of himself. Later, he covered himself with a jacket and went outside to see the others. Later, when the nursery informed that they could go and see Charlie, Babe rushed into Charlie's room. Everyone thought it would be better to give Babe some space. When Charlie woke up, he was feeling like someone hit him on his head. His stomach was wrapped in bandages. Now Babe rushed to call a doctor. Everyone came surrounding Charlie, while the doctor told Charlie to take proper rest and not to take stress. Everyone was relieved after the entire week drama. Charlie saw the distress in Babe's eyes. He was sure that Babe was blaming himself for the entire accident. He also saw some bruises on Babe, which were caused by the stalker. Babe had hidden all the wounds caused by the blade. Charlie wanted to ask the doctor to attend to Babe's injuries, but Babe would not leave Charlie's side for even a second. Babe was afraid that Charlie would realize he was not worth it, and he would leave him. Charlie saw the fear in his eyes. He pulled Babe and kissed him softly, stroking his hair. Suddenly the doctor came in and coughed twice. When everyone came north teased, "We can't leave them alone for a moment." After the doctor finished another round of tests, Charlie asked the doctor to check on Babe. After all, he was drugged. Sonic chimed in, saying, "Worried about your baby." Babe glared at him. But when Alan glared at Babe and said, "I think what Charlie said is right. We told you to rest, but you wouldn't listen." Then he grabbed Babe's arm, and Babe flinched at the touch. Charlie noticed it, but he didn't say anything because he didn't want a fuss in front of everyone. He didn't want to make Babe awkward, nor want to make things stressful for anyone, as everyone had a lot on their plate this past week. He dismissed the idea, thinking it was from during the drugged state. Doctor examined Babe and applying alcohol on his bruises. The doctor saw the fresh bruises on Babe's arm and chest. He asked to talk to Babe alone. When he asked Babe, Babe asked to keep it from Charlie. Doctor even insisted that he go to therapy. He couldn't convince Babe, so he took the sample of blood and left. Babe just realized how broken he had become and how dependent he was on Charlie. Later, after he calmed himself and went to Charlie's room, Charlie and Babe talked for some time before the doctor came in again. Babe thought, "Great. The only time I got with Charlie was disturbed again, while North and Sonic were already giving him a teasing look." Then the doctor broke the silence by saying, "I need to something related to Babe's report." Every head turned to the doctor. He continued, "When we checked him, we saw an imbalance in Babe's hormone, and his progesterone is on a level that shows signs of pregnancy." Babe's eyes widened in shock. "I'm pregnant." He looked at Charlie, who looked just as shocked. Babe asked softly, "Are you okay with this?" Charlie nodded, even in shock. Doctor left the room. Others congratulated Babe, celebrating and making jokes. But Charlie noticed something. He waited for everyone to leave before turning to Babe. He knew that this entire thing was new for them, but Babe's eyes betrayed his feelings. Charlie asked him, and Babe asked whether he will be a nice parent. He said he is already a broken person. He said whether it's the correct time or not. He poured out every insecurity he had to Charlie. Charlie understood Babe and made sure that he knew he was great as he is. He would be a great parent and amazing partner. Charlie wouldn't let Babe do any work. Babe hid his tendency to hurt himself, and now it's not only about him, but also their baby. One of the days when Charlie was still admitted to the hospital, Babe said he wanted to start racing. To Babe's horror, instead of scolding him, Charlie started laughing and said, did Babe really think he or the others would allow him to race with his condition? When others came, they sided with Charlie, and Babe started sulking. This is after Charlie made full recovery and was back home. He noticed that there was always small injuries on Babe, which were small enough to go unnoticeable, and always on places which were covered with clothes. This worried Charlie and twisted his heart with indescribable pain. He didn't know how to make his Babe open up with him. Charlie decided to talk to Babe after a few days of noticing it. Charlie tried to talk to Babe, and he saw the fear in Babe's eyes. Babe couldn't help but break down. Charlie tried to smooth Babe by trying to say, you can't hurt yourself, even if not for you, at least for the baby. He knew Babe would let anything harm the baby. Even after the talk, Babe sometime couldn't help but hurt himself. Whenever Babe gets hurt, Charlie would injure himself. For Charlie, Babe started to gain control over himself. Babe would feel the pain whenever he saw the marks on Charlie's hands, and he would remember he did it for him. After a few days, they both went to ultrasound. Babe was worried because he was drugged when he was pregnant, but the doctor calmed them, saying the baby was okay. By the 3rd month, Babe had different carving and mood swings. One day, when Babe and Charlie were in the garage, Babe had a weird sensation to bite Charlie's nose. He had been biting Charlie's nose for past nose. Suddenly, Babe started to shout. Everyone thought something happened to him, but he only wanted to bite Charlie. Alan sighed like he's done, while North and Sonic were giggling. Jeff looked at Charlie, who was just as stunned. Charlie knew Babe had become clingy, but in front of his friend, he would have never thought. He secretly thought Babe had a death wish. But he stuck out his hand for Babe to bite it. But Babe refused. He wanted to bite Charlie's ear and nose, and he wanted to smell his pheromones. But Charlie knew better. He was fussing now, but when their friends would tease him later, Charlie would be the one to be thrown out of the house. Alan understood and asked everyone to go do their work. Babe could finally nibble Charlie's nose and smell his pheromones. He was quite satisfied.